Hey everybody, movie reviewer next door here, and I'm back with another review. And then I saw Peter 58. This is a neo-noir thriller film from 2024, directed by Michael Zyko Hall, and it stars Kevin Spacey, Jet Gendreau, Rebecca De Mornay, Jake Weber, and Michael Emery. In this film, Sam, a seemingly glamorous real estate agent in a small mountain community, is revealed to be an troubled alcoholic with a dark secret when a charismatic man named Peter shows up in town one day. As she tries to keep her life from unraveling, an older coworker named Brenda is targeted by Peter for information at the behest of his powerful and shadowy boss, Mr. Locke. So, what did I think of Peter 58? Okay, literally the only reason I watched this was because I was curious how bad this was going to be, and yes, it fucking sucks. Uh, like I struggle to find good things to say about it. I guess there's one that I like thing about it, or a couple things about it that I don't hate, but overall this feels like a really shitty student film that thinks it's a lot more artful than it really is. And I'll get to why, but yes. Uh Kevin Spacey plays Peter. He is a charismatic killer, charismatic. And he's sent out here to, I guess, I guess his whole thing is to try to kill this woman, or like torment her because he wastes a lot of time. Um, Kevin Spacey is an actor. Like, yeah, this is his big comeback after all the allegations. Uh, I'm not really gonna share my thoughts on that because I really just don't care at the moment. As an actor, I like him in multiple things. Um, but here his acting is very wooden, very weird. He's doing this like Southern Belle thing sometimes that just sounds so weird and out of place, and I'm just struggling to think of what he could even be trying to go for. And like he's supposedly a charismatic, but it doesn't come off in his performance. Jet Gendreau plays Sam. Again, alcoholic with a checkered past. Fuck it, spoilers. I'm just gonna fucking spoil this shit. I don't care. Spoilers. Spoilers for Peter 58. Um, but she's used to be a lounge singer who accidentally ran over Jake Weber's character's daughter, and that's why he's like instructing Peter 58 to um exact vengeance. Jet Jandro, I saw her in another film called The Vigilante, which was a Tubi action movie. I didn't mind it. I thought it was okay. Uh, I think what it really needed to focus on was more the action side because whenever it focused on the human trafficking side, it didn't feel genuine like Sound of Freedom did to me. And the director of that was, I think, either a stunt person on Sound of Freedom or did the second unit directing. And that's clearly his main wheelhouse. He should have gotten somebody who has a lot of like camera skill to direct the actual movie because the fight scenes are well directed. It's just the rest of the story and a lot of the acting just isn't that good. But here her accent is also very weird. She's talking like she's from the 40s, like how people nowadays think 40s talked, and it's just really weird. And I don't know, it's just not a good performance for her. Rebecca De Mornay plays Brenda, a woman that's and Peter ends up having sex with her and trying to get her to tell him about all the stuff about her, about Sam, and oh wow, she knows nothing. Rebecca De Mornay is one of the few decent things in this film, or one of the couple decent things in this film. I don't mind her as an actress. She has a couple moments where I think she acts it very well. There's a bit where she's choked where she did a good job pretending to be choked. She did a good job like getting mad at him. Um, she's a decent enough actress. Jake Weber plays Locke. He's not bad either. I've always loved Jake Weber ever since Medium, the TV show with Patricia Arquette. He works here. And Michael Emery plays Travis, who's Sam's new husband. He's there. I'm not huge on him. What's the thing about this movie? The main weird thing about this movie is that it's set in modern day, yet certain characters talk like people talked in 40s movies, where no one talked like a normal human being. They had the transcontinental accent, and they're kind of doing that. A lot of the accents are just like trying to sound upper crust, and it just doesn't sound right. Um, the frickin' just the fucking like I don't. The acting in this is fucking painful for most of the actors, especially these like small side parts. But like Kevin Spacey and Jet Gendreau, like I know a lot of people don't know who Jet Gendreau is. She's kind of a starting actress. Again, from the last thing I saw her in, I didn't hate her. I thought she could, if they like eased up a bit, I think she could play um, a decent action hero. But they didn't, and it did kind of affect it for me because I'm like, it feels a bit less realistic. At least with Nicole Kidman in that film Destroyer, which I haven't seen, but they clearly like use the makeup in different ways to make her look more dragged, more a bit shittier. There you go. But here, a lot of my issues with the film stem from this weird conflicting time period thing, which at first I was thinking, oh, this movie's set back in the day, so that's why people are talking weird because the director thinks that's how people talked back then. No, in the very next scene, they're talking about Bitcoin or something like that, or a character pulls out a smartphone, and I was like, what? So it's one of those. The story is very paper thin because the only thing that really needs to happen is for one of the characters to die. And the whole like him pumping Rebecca De Mornay for information doesn't really go anywhere. It's just kind of a plot point, and Rebecca De Mornay, again, she's decent in this. Um, but like I feel absolutely no chemistry between her and Kevin Spacey. Uh, and also Kevin Spacey looks like fucking dog shit in this. How how old is Kevin Spacey? Born in 59, so he is 65. He looks way worse than 65. He looks 75 or 80. Um, and it's kind of hard to watch him. But again, the weird accents where he's going like, my oh my, I don't believe it. It just reminds me of the worst types of fucking accents from movies like that, and that they think this is how people talked, and it's just awful to listen to. The CGI blood. This isn't an action movie, but whenever somebody gets shot, it's really, really shitty CGI blood. There's a bit in the flashback where Sam runs the person, uh, and she sees well, she's looking at the windscreen. There's a crack, and there's also this like blood texture that looks really bad and just cheap as fuck. Uh, Whenever somebody gets shot by Kevin Spacey's character, it just looks even worse. It's just really bad to watch. It looks awful, and it makes the film just feel that much more fake. Um, Oh boy. The plot lines that just come up out of nowhere, like the her former husband coming out of nowhere was weird, and then he just leaves the movie after a tiny bit. It's oh yeah, and that fucking ending where it's like, oh, Peter 5'8" is dead, so now we've got Peter 5'9". He's calling Peter the boss is calling Peter 5'9" because Peter 5'8" failed and got shot. And that's like the ending. And I hope to God they're not trying to get a sequel. Jet Gendreau apparently was a producer on this, which I'm like, why? But yeah, it. The only real decent things I can say about this film, the score wasn't that bad, even though I do think the score doesn't fit the like style of the movie. Even though I can't tell if this movie is going for comedy or like a serious tone because it goes between the feelings constantly. But the score was kind of like old-timey. I liked it. And again, Rebecca De Mornay and Jake Weber are trying, but overall, this is just a rough fucking movie to sit through, and I'm glad it's over. But yeah, that was my review of Peter 5'8". If you've seen the film, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. If you have any recommendations, put them down there as well. And movie reviewer next door.